Did you know Jerome Powell watches Ron's basement videos? You want to know, where's the price of gold and silver headed throughout the rest of this year? What is Rick Rule saying about the current state of the precious metals market? What about Goldman Sachs? What's their prediction for the rest of the year? We're going to dig into the facts and see what we think the price of gold and silver could end at the end of 2022. Let's get started right now. Let's talk about what Rick Rule said. Let's talk about what Goldman Sachs said. But first, I want to talk to you and tell you I'm honored that you've decided to join me here in the basement. You are always welcome here. We're doing our best to navigate these choppy waters, the economy, gold, silver, precious metals investing. We're doing it together. I'm glad you are here. If you could subscribe to my channel, give the video a thumbs up, hit the bell notification. I sure would appreciate it. Now, Goldman Sachs reiterated last week their call for $2,500 gold by the end of the year. That's a really great thing. A lot of us aren't big fans of Goldman Sachs, including myself, but when the most respected bank on Wall Street says $2,500 gold, that does garner some attention. That does put the precious metals, gold and silver, in the spotlight. And they talked about two things, inflation and a recession, as being the key factors that are going to propel it to that level. It doesn't hurt. And again, it gives us some attention in the mainstream media, much like the G7 ban on Russian gold gave gold and silver some attention in the spotlight. And that ban on gold, by the way, maybe mechanically is not going to create any big waves within the gold market, the gold trading market. But that, to me, reiterates the value of gold. If gold wasn't worth anything, if gold wasn't, anything to worry about per se, they wouldn't be banning it. So think about that. Also, Rick Rule, what's he saying? He says a lot about the precious metals market. He's like the king right now of investing in the precious metals arena, gold and silver. I heard him say this week, things are on sale. The sales may get better. And of course, he always says that only 0.5% of all investable capital is deployed within the precious metals sector. Traditionally, that's been around 2%, as I remember, and has gotten as high as 5 and 10% at points in history. That could be a massive multiplier effect for the amount of money in the sector. Did you know Jerome Powell watches Ron's basement videos? We want to say, hi, Jerome. Welcome to the basement. Now, an important factor for us to remember, guys, about gold and silver is that they are forward looking. That means that the price right now has already adjusted and accounted for what it thinks is going to happen 6 to 18 to 24 months down the road. And right now, what's priced in are 5 or 6 interest rate hikes. Jerome Powell even recently went as far as to say his fight against inflation is unconditional. He'll destroy everything if he has to get prices down. Well, guess what? Now gold and silver have priced that in. They have priced in nuclear war. Now, I'm not saying that the Fed can't get any more hawkish, but it's getting harder and harder for them to become more hawkish, especially since they've pulled out their biggest pistol they have and said, we're going to do anything that we need to do. Gold and silver, the price has adjusted for that. And the other thing that's being vastly under-accounted for is the new world economic order, the economic war that's going on right now. The BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, they represent 40% of the world's population. They are banding together to establish their own trading platforms outside of the US dollar. Those countries are all very pro-gold. They all have acquired and continue to acquire large amounts of gold in their central banks. That's an underreported fact here in the United States. It's something we don't really want to hear about because it's not really good for us as the traditional superpower in the world, but these countries have become fed up and have now decided to determine and establish a system outside of the US dollar. And again, they are big holders of gold and big believers in gold and want to have currencies backed by real assets. That will be a strong supportive factor for the precious metals as we move into the coming months and years. So when I look into my crystal ball, what I see for gold by the end of the year is somewhere above $2,300. It could be lower than where we are right now. I really don't have a crystal ball, but my gut, which I trust and is usually right, sometimes wrong, tells me $2,300 for gold, silver, $26.79. We're going to see how it plays out. We'll all be together here in Ron's basement. I'll look forward to spending more time with you. Thanks for being here today, and until next time, you be well.